Okay. Good evening, dear ladies. I would like to bless all of you, Be'ezrat Hashem, all of us, and Klal Yisrael, Be'ezrat Hashem, שיתגלה משיח צדקנו במהרה בימינו, אמן. שיגיע מבשר אליהו הנביא, אליהו תשבי, אליהו גלעדי במהרה, יבוא אלינו משיח דוד, אליהו וזכור לטוב. Be'ezrat Hashem, I would like to tell you that this is for the yortzeit of our father, Eliyahu ben Yosef ומלכה דינה, עליו השלום, תהי נשמתו בצורה בצורה חיים, בעזרת השם. And I would like to remind you that this Shabbat is Shabbat Mevarchim Rosh Chodesh Tammuz. It's a Shabbat of blessing the month.
Yeah. Already, right? What? כן, ב-27. Tammuz.
Okay, it's already, it's Yutet. Yutet Ken. It's the month. Everybody is astonished. Dear ladies, the next month, Tammuz, is next Shabbat. Shabbat is Rosh Chodesh and Sunday is Rosh Chodesh. 2 days of Rosh Chodesh. Yeah. Because there are 30 days in this month. Ken. So dear ladies, it's next week, Be'ezrat Hashem. Next week, Shabbat and Sunday is not this Shabbat, but Shabbat next Shabbat, the next Shabbat, and Sunday, it's 2 days of Rosh Chodesh, the month of Tammuz, because we have 30 days in this month of Sivan. B'siyata Dishnaya. So I'm reminding you, please don't forget to read the whole Tehillim. It's Shabbat Mevarchim, it's Shabbat of blessing, the month of Tammuz, Be'ezrat Hashem. Read the whole Tehillim and ask from Hashem that Be'ezrat Hashem, that we don't have to fast on Tisha B'Av. And we won't have the 3 weeks from the 17th of Tammuz until Tisha B'Av. But already Mashiach will be here and Hashem will help us, all of the confused. And we will remember that Hashem is the King of Kings and Hashem rules the world. And that His will be our will and we won't have our own will. And the part of the Yetzirah, the part of the evil inclination that is not good will become good. So all of the evil inclination will become good inclination, Be'ezrat Hashem. And I would like to remind you that this Shabbat, Be'ezrat Hashem, is the parasha of Shlach Lecha. It's the portion of the week of the spies. Please go to TorahAnytime.com or go to the YouTube or go Be'ezrat Hashem to RabbanitEars.com, and over there you will find. Hashem gave me the zchut to give you lessons about Shlach Lecha, about the spies. Please go and study. It's beautiful lessons, B'siyata Dishmaya. Now, we are continuing with Tomer Devorah, של רבי משה קורדובר, זכותו תגן עלינו, בעזרת השם. And I would like to speak about, we are after Shavuot, and this is very important before the 3 weeks. And we are going to touch today, אל תבואני רגל גאווה. About humility, how to be anav, how to be humble. This is humility, B'siyata Dishmaya. Al taveni regel ga'ava. Tehillim chapter 36. It says, please Hashem, don't make me have pride. So I want to go backwards in time, and I want to go to the time of Shmuel the prophet, King David, his son King Solomon, Amelech Shlomo. And we are going to a king that wasn't Jewish, but kept 7 mitzvot bnei Noach and did shuvah. And his name was Chiram Melech Tzur. Chiram Melech Tzur, he was a king and he was on the edge of the Mediterranean. And his kingdom, his city that he lived in, made it, in olden times, everybody that was ruling a city, B'siyata Dishma, they became kings over that city. And Chiram made his city like a merchant city. People used to come and buy from him merchandise, and he used to take ships and send it all over the world. He was very rich. It's written in Shmuel Bet. It's Vayishlach Chiram Melech Tzur Malachim el David. Chiram, the king of Tzur, sent messengers to King David, and he gave him trees, cedar trees, and people that knew how to work with wood and how to work with stone, and they built the house of King David. At Ir David, they built Ir David. And then it says in Melachim Aleph Vaishlach, after King David passed away, he went out of this world. His son, King Shlomo, was the one that became king after him. Vaishlach Chiram melech tzur et avadav el Shlomo, so he sent his slaves to King Solomon. Ki shama ki oto mashchu lemelech tachat avihu. He heard that he became a king after his father. Ki ohev hayah Chiram leDavid kol hayamim, because Chiram melech tzur loved King David all of his life, and he loved King Solomon because he had an attachment to the tribe of Judea, Leshevet Yehuda, and he was connected to them all the time.
King Solomon.
Chiram Melech Tzur, Chiram the king of Tzur. He loved King David, he loved his son, he loved the tribe of Judea. So he had connections with them. So he sent from Lebanon trees, wood, stones. He sent also work people that knew how, professionals that knew what to do with wood and stone. And B'siyata Dishmaya, he helped building the city of David, King Ir David, and he helped King Solomon build his palace and building the first temple. Chiram Melech Tzur helped building the first temple. He took people who were professional, and he sent them to King Shlomo, Melech Shlomo, and King Solomon paid him with food and things that he sent to him, oil and other things that he gave King Chiram Melech Tzur. Dear ladies, in order, Bezrat Hashem, that he will send him everything. But he sent it because he loved them. He sent it because he loved them. And then it says, dear ladies, it says, Aleph Beta te Ben Sira. I have to tell you something about Ben Sira. Last night, I went to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't stop reading the Alpha Beta shel Ben Sira. You know who was Ben Sira? Ben Sira was the son of Yirmiyahu Navi, but from his daughter.
Oh.
Ben Sira was the son of Yirmiyahu Navi from his daughter. How come? Yirmiyahu Navi was the prophet that prophesied that the first temple is going to be ruined. Hashem saved him all the time. And he sent him. How come? From his daughter. It says, dear ladies, shh. Ben Sira. Ben Sira, it says that once he saw a few Na'arim, no, not boys, small boys, but adolescents. They were standing next to a mikveh, and they were playing with themselves. And they took sperm in vain. They took sperm out in vain. Yirmiyahu the prophet saw that, so he came to them, and he told them that they're not allowed to do this, that they're killing their own children by doing this, and it's a big sin. Once they saw that he saw this, they were afraid that he will tell others. So they told him, if you won't do what we did, we are going to harm you. If you won't do what we did, we are going to harm you. He didn't know what to do. So he had to do what they did. Hashem took his sperm, and when his daughter went to the mikveh and went out of the mikveh, this sperm went into her. She had a baby after the 7th month of pregnancy. Not the 9th. His mother, not wife, his mother. It was the daughter of Yirmiyahu the prophet. She had him, she gave birth at the 7th month of her pregnancy. He went out already with teeth. Shh. He went out already with teeth. Not only he had teeth, he already spoke. His mother didn't know what to do. She was ashamed. He told her, don't be ashamed. Hashem wanted me to come to this world. He was so wise when he said, why are you standing next to me? I want to eat. Give me food. So she wanted to breastfeed him. She said, no, I don't want to be breastfed. Give me chicken and give me bread. I want to eat. This is a baby, seventh month. Yes. That after 7th month, yes, this is an incredible book, Alpha Beta shel Ben Sira. So, dear ladies, she went and she gave him, because he told her what to do and where to take and to bring it to him. Then he told me, please bring me to a mori, to a rabbi that will teach me. So she took him to a rabbi. The rabbi, he said, please teach me Torah. He said, I can't teach you, you're too small, you're too little to be taught Torah. He says, okay, I will tell you what Hashem says about the Aleph Bet. And then he starts. And the man is shocked, the rabbi. He is shocked. Afterwards, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, which is Iraq of today, took him to him. And he wanted to investigate his wisdom. This is a small boy. He's investigating his wisdom and he's shocked. He tried to poison him. But he already knew everything before time, ahead. So this is Ben Sira. So in his alphabet, it's written, dear ladies, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu הכניס, לפי שהכניס את חירם לגן עדן. חירם, the king of Tsur, was put in paradise. Paradise in this world, there are two paradises, one in this world and one in heaven. Was put in paradise in this world while he was alive. He didn't die. He was put in paradise. It says, הכניסו הקדוש ברוך הוא לגן עדן לפי שבנה בית המקדש, והיה מתחילה ירא אלוקים, ונעשה חי בגן עדן 1,000 שנים, 1,000 שנים, ואחר כך נתגאה ואמר כל אנוכי. נטרד מגן עדן ונכנס לגיהנום. We'll speak about it in a minute. It says, dear ladies, that Hashem put him for 1,000 years in paradise. He lived Gan Eden. Right. Gan Eden. Right. So he was put for 1,000 years. He lived 1,200 years.
He died young?
He lived 1,200 years, dear ladies. Chiram, in paradise. With all the people in paradise. 1,200 years. Concentrate with me. Chiram. It says, again I'm reminding you, How did it have the zchut to go into Gan Eden? So I would like to tell you. There are 10 people that went to paradise alive, dear ladies. 10 people that Hashem gave them the zchut to go to Gan Eden with their bodies alive, b'siyata dishmaya. And the 10 people are Chanoch ben Yarad. At the beginning, when Hashem starts in Bereshit, in the portion of Bereshit, he speaks about Chanoch that was righteous. And he took him straight to heaven with his body. To heaven. And he made him the Sar, the angel Metat. I can't say the whole name. But he made him an angel. And then we have Eliyahu Navi. You remember Eliyahu Navi went with his body. And then we have Mashiach. Mashiach also went to heaven with his body. He's in heaven with his body. We have Eliezer Eved Avraham. Eliezer Eved Avraham is one of the people. You remember Eliezer that went to find a wife for Yitzchak? That his master Avraham sent him and he told him, go to my family and find a wife for Yitzchak. And he brought Rivka with him. And Rivka went with him. She was on a camel. When she saw Yitzchak, she was so frightened, she fell from the camel, and her virginity was broken. So they thought that maybe Eliezer touched her. So Hashem said, what should I do for this righteous person that served so righteously and became Jewish and converted to Judaism? What should I do for him that everybody will believe that he is righteous? He took him to heaven with his body. He didn't die. He went to heaven with his body. Then Chiram Melech Tsur. Chiram, the king of Tsur, went to paradise with his body. And we'll speak about it in a minute. Eved Melech HaKushi. Eved Melech HaKushi. Yirmiyahu the prophet, we just spoke about him. He was prophesying that the first temple will be ruined if the children of Israel won't do tshuva. And because of that, he was thrown into a pot. And he almost died. So the king of Judea sent to take him out. Eved Melech Kushi went to him and he told him they threw Yirmiyahu into the pot and he's going to die over there. So the king sent him to take him out of there. Because of this, Hashem gave him the zchut to go into paradise with his body. Furthermore, it says, dear ladies, that Bno shel Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, the son of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, also went with his body because he was so righteous to paradise. Yes, went into paradise. His name is Yaabetz, and he went to paradise with his body. And then there were two women also. Batia bat Paro, Batia, the daughter of Paro, because she took Moshe Rabbeinu as a baby, and she cared for him, and she became Jewish. Hashem gave her a zchut, a merit, that she will go to paradise with her body. And then Serach bat Asher, Serach, the daughter of Asher. Serach, you remember when the children of Yaakov Avinu knew that Yosef is alive, they didn't know how to break the news to him because they didn't want him to have a heart attack from the happiness that we'll feel. So they told Serach bat Asher to tell them. So what did she do? She started singing to him that Yosef Odenu Chai, that Yosef is alive. And little by little, gently, she sang it to him until the news came into him. So she had the zchut that Hashem gave, and she was the one, when Moshe Rabbeinu came as a Messiah, as Mashiach for the children of Israel to take them out of Egypt, she was the one that they asked her what was the sign that I'll know that he's a true Mashiach. So she said to them, Yosef said, Pakod Ifkod, that he will come, Pakod Ifkod, twice will come and save you. And then, B'Siyata Dishma, Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi. What happened with Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi? You remember Parashat Matot. Parashat Matot, it's written over there that if we take upon ourselves an oath, neder, we are not allowed to break it. We have to fulfill it. And if we are breaking it, you will have to go in front of Beit Din, of a court that has three Talmidei Chachamim, three scholars in Torah, that they will allow you to break your neder, your oath. That they have to give you permission, a way to go out of this oath. So it says about Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, and he's mentioned all over the Gemara and the Mishnah. So it says about him that B'Siyata Dishma, when his time came, Kadosh Baruch Hu said to the angel of death, go and take him. But he says, go and tell him that his time to go. So the angel of death came to him, and he tells him, Hashem told me to speak to you, and it's coming the time that you have to pass away. So I said, can you please show me where my place is going to be? So I said, yes, of course I will show you. So the angel of death took him and pulled him to paradise in heaven. So Yehoshua ben Levi told him, listen, I would like to see paradise, but I'm afraid of your sword. So if you can give me your sword, so I will hold your sword, he says, I will just look, and Bezrat Hashem, I will come back to you, bli neder. So he took his sword and he jumped into paradise, it says. And over there he said, I'm not going back. The angel of death said, you can't do this. Hashem only told me to show you and to speak to you, but you have to go back to this earth over here. He said, no, I'm not going back. So the angel of death went back to Hashem and he said, Hashem, you told me to speak to him and to tell him and to show him, but he doesn't want to go back. Hashem said, check if he fulfilled everything that he took out of his mouth. So Malach HaMavet checked. The angel of death checked this. And after they opened Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, his book, they saw that everything that he said he fulfilled. So he says to him, they go to Hashem, and he says, well, everything that he said he fulfilled. So he said, you cannot touch him. But he told Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, give him back his sword, because without it, he cannot, the drop of death is on the sword, and this drop is because of our characteristics. הקנאה והתאווה והכבוד מוציאים את האדם מן העולם. Jealousy, lust, and honor take a human being out of this world. We create this drop. So, dear ladies, these are 10 people that went into paradise with their body. They didn't die. There wasn't any separation between the body and soul, but they went completely to heaven with their body. So let's continue Bezrat Hashem.
So they were not buried, right?
Yes, they went with the body to heaven. Shh. I would like to open the Gemara, Masechet Chulin, page 89, and I would like to tell you that Hashem says how much He loves His children because of their humbleness. So it says, Amar lehem HaKadosh Baruch Hu liYisrael. Hashem said to the children of Israel, Choshkani bachem, I love you. שאפילו בשעה שאני משפיע לכם גדולה, even at times that I make you big, which means I cause you to be kings, ministers, I make you big. אתם ממיתים עצמכם. You make yourself small, you have humbleness. נתתי גדולה לאברהם אבינו. I gave power to the Avraham Avinu, Avraham our forefather. And Avraham said in front of me, Va'anochi afar va'efer, that I am dust, I'm earth and I'm dust and afar va'efer, efer, ashes. I'm dust and ashes, it says. And then they say, I made Moshe Rabbeinu king and Aaron the high priest. Amar, and they said, we are nothing. What are we? I gave King David, he says, I made him a king. And from him Mashiach is coming. And he says, V'anochi tolat velo ish, that I am a worm and not a human being. He says, and I gave also the nations. I gave the people in the nations to be great. And what did they do? I gave Nimrod to be a king. And Nimrod made himself a god. I gave Pharaoh to be a king, and he made himself a god. Because Pharaoh said, I am the one that created myself and created the Niles. He says, I gave Nebuchadnezzar to be a king over the whole world. And he made himself a king. He made himself a god, slicha. And he said, and he ordered everybody to bow to him. I gave Chiram Melech Tzur. I made him a big king on a big city, and he had a lot of money. He was very rich. And he made himself a king. And then he says, and then it says, dear ladies, ארבעה בני אדם עשו עצמם אלוקות. במדרש תנחומה, פרשת וירא, it says, 4 people made themselves God. They announced that they are God. ונבעלו כאנשים. And because of that, Hashem made, then they will be, people will have intimate relationship, men will have with them intimate relationship like they have with women. With those kings. זה מעשה סדום. It means they did to them מעשה סדום. You know what מעשה סדום is?
No.
It's, מה? כן, איך אומרים את זה?
Homosexuality.
Yes. It's not that they were homosexual, but men did this to them before they were killed.
Right.
Yes, like raped them before they were killed. Men treated them as women before they were killed. In a minute, because they made themselves gods. And I'll explain in a minute, B'siyata D'Shmaya. So again, 4 people made themselves God. Let's concentrate. ונבעלו כנשים. And the 4 are Pharaoh, Chiram, Melech Tzor, Yehoash is one of the kings of Judea, Nebuchadnezzar. 4 of them. Why did Hashem give them such greatness? We'll speak about it and you will see and you will be astonished. And then it says, okay, instead this. And then it says, Baba Batra, it says, Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Rav. Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Rav, and Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Chiram Melech Tzur. He said to him, Bech nistakalti, I looked at you, vebarati nekavim nekavim ba'adam. At the beginning, when I created the world, I was looking at you, and because of this, I made holes in the body of a human being.
What?
Holes.
Again.
Holes. He says, because of you. What do we say when we say Asher Yatzar? When we pray Asher Yatzar, nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim. This is because Chiram Melech Tzur. It says Masechet Baba Batra, page 75. Page 75, it says over there that Hashem, when He created the world, He says, I was looking at Chiram Melech Tzur, Chiram, which loved King David and loved Shlomo, and he was the one that helped them build that city of David, Ir David. He was the one that helped building Beit HaMikdash HaRishon. The first temple, he brought wood, he sent it from Tzur wood, he was transporting from Lebanon wood, cider woods, and other woods, and also bricks and stones, and he brought professionals who knew what to do with it. And he helped building the first temple, and he also helped building the palace of Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon. And Hashem says, I looked at you, and because of you, I created holes in the body of human beings, so through these holes, the waste that he has will go out. To do number one and number two. Nachon Muzar? Isn't this weird? That's what he says. Vekanasti mita al adam harishon. And because of that, I brought death. Part of the reasons that there's death on the first human being is because of that I also brought death on the first human being. Vekanasti mita al adam harishon. Okay. I'm going to Parashat Ekev. In a minute, everything will be together. I'm going to Parashat Ekev. Okay, Parashat Ekev, it's written, we need to concentrate. Kidai lishmoa. It's written, Hishamer lecha. It says Hashem Yitbarach by Moshe Rabbeinu. Be careful. Pen tishkach et Hashem Elokecha, that you will forget Hashem your God. Asher hotziecha me'eretz Mitzrayim, that you go out of Egypt, and because of your money and the power that you'll have, and you'll feel comfortable in this world with everything that you have, and you have servants and maids. He says, Veram levavcha, and you will have pride. Veram levavcha, and you will forget, Veshachachta et Hashem Elokecha, and you will forget Hashem your God. Ve'amarta bilvelcha, and you say in your heart, Kochi ve'otzem yadi asa li tachayil hazeh. It's my power. It's my work. I work hard, so because of this I have money. I work hard. The people are afraid of me. It's me. Chas v'shalom, it's not Hashem. Kochi ve'otzem yadi asa li tachayil hazeh. Ve'zacharta et Hashem Elokecha, and you should remember Hashem Elokecha, Hashem your God. Ki hu noten lecha koach. He gives you, this is chaf, lo bet. I didn't have place to continue the chaf. Because he gives you, it's only Hashem that gives you the strength to do all of this. Without Hashem, you don't have anything. The basic thing is that without Hashem, we cannot speak, we cannot walk. Did you see a body that is put inside the ground? If you see that they want to put it the right way, they just bend the body forward and back. Body cannot do anything. It's Hashem, the part of Hashem that is inside our souls, that moves the body, and that the soul is the one that carries the body. Not the body itself, the soul is carrying the body. This part is one of the 10 remembering thing that we say in Shacharit, at the end of Shacharit, Ve'zacharta et Hashem Elokecha ki hu noten lecha koach la'asot chai. So I would like to tell you about Chiram Melech Tzor. So dear ladies, it says about Chiram that Hashem gave him the zchut to go into paradise. This is not a regular thing. Hashem, amen. We all go to paradise like we are alive. You know, when Mashiach will be here, Bezrat Hashem, Hashem is going to reveal paradise in this world. Everybody will know where it is in this world, Bezrat Hashem. And all the world will be paradise. And we will love each other. And we won't have any, we'll have good jealousy, good lust. We'll do everything in order to know Hashem, Bezrat Hashem. And everything will be blessed, Bezrat Hashem. So look at the word this Hashem gave me, and I want to share it with you. Look at the word Chiram. What do you see in the word Chiram? It's divided to two. Chai, which means he will have a zchut to be alive. For 1,200 years he was alive. 1,000 years, Chiram Melech Tzur, the king of Tzur. For 1,200 years he was alive. 1,000 years he was in paradise. And then Ram is pride, Gava. And what is Ram? Is Amalek. Because Ram, Reish is 200, Mem is 40, it's 240. Ayin is 70, Mem is 40, Lamed is 30, Kuf is 100. Together it's 240, Amalek. Gava, Gimel is 3, Aleph is 1, Vav is 6, Hey is 5, how much is it? 15. Amalek, in small Gematria, small numerical value, which means there's no zeros. Let's take out the zeros. 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 4 plus 1 is 15, which is pride. Amalek is pride. You see it over here? But more important is, if you look over here, it starts, Chiram, his name starts, you remember we had a few lessons about the power of names.
Yes.
You remember? Yes. So it starts with a chet and ends with a mem, which is moach, mind. He was very clever. Hashem gave him wisdom. And in the middle we have Reish Yud. Reish and Yud. Reish is 200. Yud, how much is it? 10. Together it's 210. 210 is 21 multiplied by 10. 21 is the name of Hashem of Tshuva. Eheyeh asher eheyeh. Because Aleph is 1, Yud is 10, Hey is 5, and another Hey is 5. Together, it's 21. The name, which means the ability of this person with the name Chiram is that he will be very wise. He can fall, if you will listen to his evil inclination, Yetzer Hara, he can fall with pride, because he has Ram. Or he has the power to fight it, because he has also in the name Tshuva. He will have a long life because of Chai. Look how beautiful it is. So let's go into what he did, because it's astonishing. I would like to tell you what happened. So King Solomon, that loved him also, because his father also, and they had a treaty, both of them together. So King Solomon saw that he had a lot of pride, so Hashem took him out of Gan Eden. Threw him out of Gan Eden, because he started thinking, wow, I live my life a long life, and everybody's dying, but I don't die. So he said to himself, I'm a god. Just do what he did. So King Solomon, it says Zohar Kadosh. It says like this, Zohar Chelek Gimel. Vayhi Shalom ben Chiram uben Shlomo. There was peace between Chiram Melech Tzur and King Solomon. Maya benehem. Why there was also peace? Chiram asa etzmo Elokah. Chiram made himself a god. וכששלמה בא, הוציא אותו מעצה זו. He helped him do tshuva. And how did he do this? And because he helped him do tshuva, והודה לו חירם לשלמה על זה. And he said thank you to Shlomo that he opened his eyes, but because he fell in the evil inclination by Yetzer Hara, but he helped him do tshuva. How did he do this? It says like this, שלח שלמה שד אחד. Shlomo sent a demon, because King Solomon knew how to speak with demons, angels, everything. So he sent a demon, Shlomo HaMelech, that took Chiram and took him into hell. And he took him to the 7 medorim. Medorim, it's like... levels. It's like we have a building with flats. So hell has 7 flats like this. I don't know how to call this, but it's like 7 flats. So he took him, this demon, to the 7th one. He took him to each one and he took him down. From the 7th one, you cannot go out. At 7, if a person goes to the 7th floor of hell, you cannot go out. Who can take you out? Only the really, really righteous people. Righteous neshama that goes out of this world is allowed to go down to hell, to the 7th floor, and from there take souls. Because nobody goes out of there. And take them out and help them do tshuva. This is the only time that they can go out. So this demon took him to hell, and took him to the floors of hell, and until the lowest level. When he experienced this, so what happens to the people there, he went out to do tshuva. He had the ability to tshuva, you see in his name already. Pareshut. You remember what 210 is? Redu, the time of the children of Israel that were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt. This is Redu, the Minyan Redu. So, dear ladies, he took him into the 7 floors of hell. It says, שירד לשבעה מדורי גיהינום והעלה את חירם. והיה שולח על ידו אליו פתקים בכל יום. And every day, King Solomon, and he left him there. And every day he gave the demon notes. King Solomon used to write him notes and tell him, do tshuva, you're not a god. Remember, there's a Shem. You should do tshuva. Who was Chiram melech Tzur? He was the stepfather of Nebuchadnezzar. תראו איך everything is connected. He married the mother of Nebuchadnezzar. His end, Chiram melech Tzur. He was the stepfather of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon, and he was the one that ruined the first temple. He was the one. It says that at the end, and I will come at the end of Chiram melech Tzur, Nebuchadnezzar came, he made in front of Chiram, he took his mother, Nebuchadnezzar took his mother, and he made intimate relationship with his mother in front of the eyes of Chiram melech Tzur, and then he started cutting him a little by little. First, Shalom Neda, men came on to him, Mases Dom, like intimate relationship with the women, did it forcefully with him, and then he started cutting him 2 fingers, another 2 fingers. Nebuchadnezzar, yes, a little. That's the punishment that Hashem gave him. I'll explain it.
400 years old.
Ma?
The mother was 400 years old.
So little by little, it started cutting him, little by, so he will die a slow death, Shalom Neda. And all this because of what? All of this is because of pride. But I want you to see something. What happened with him? So after King Solomon sent him, he did tshuva. And it says in Yalkut Shimoni, dear ladies, and Yechezkel. In Yechezkel, you can see that Hashem, in chapter 28 in Yechezkel the prophet, Hashem is telling Chiram melech Tzur what kind of punishments he's going to give him. And there's a dialogue between HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, to Chiram melech Tzur. It says that Chiram melech Tzur went into the ocean. Listen very carefully. ועשה לו 40 עמודים של ברזל. And he made 40 pillars of foundation inside the ocean. And they were very tall because it's inside the ocean. And he said, and it was in the same level, all of them. ועמידם זה כנגד זה. And they were parallel to each other. ועשה 7 רקיעים. And he made 7 heavens. Just think, Hashem has 7 heavens, and there's further of that, but there's 7 heavens. And he says, the first heaven, he made out of glass, זכוכית. 500 אמה, 500 אמה על 500 אמה. 500 אמה on 500 אמה. This was the size of the first heaven. ועשה בו חמה ולבנה וכוכבים. And he made over there, this is how he was wise. He made sun, he made a sun over there, he made the moon, and he made stars over there. Then he made the second heaven, shel barzel, made it out of iron. And he made it 1000 ama al 1000 ama. And he made over there 1,000 ama on 1,000 ama. And then he put Silon Shel Mayim, he put water between the first heaven to the second heaven that separates it. The third heaven was of iron. 1,500 amal, 1,500 amah, 1,500 amah and 1,500 amah, and again separating was water between the second heaven to the third heaven. And he put in the third heaven stones that were rolling, and once they rolled, they collide with each other, and the sound was like thunders, like there's thunders. And not only, and then he made the fourth heaven. He made out of lead, and it was 2,000 amah on 2,000 amah. And again, there was water separating between the third heaven to the fourth heaven. Then he did the fifth heaven out of copper, and there's 2,500 amah. There's 2,500 amah. Over 2,500 amah, and again water was separating between the fourth heaven to the fifth heaven. In the sixth heaven, he made it out of silver. It's 3,000 amah over 3,000 amah, and again water was separating between the fifth heaven to the sixth heaven. On the seventh heaven, he made out of gold. And it was 3,000 amah over 3,500 amah, 3,500 amah over 3,500 amah. And he put over there precious stones, all precious stones that Hashem created in the beginning. He put over there. Avanim tovot umargaliot amah al amah. והיה מראה מכאן ומכאן, מכאן נעשה ברקים ומכאן נעשה זיקים. And there was like thunders and lightning. He himself would believe this is true what I'm doing now. So he was imitating the creation of the world by doing what he did, but this is earthly things. So Hashem called Yecheskel the prophet. It says, I have to put again the glasses. I can't look at you with the glasses, but so, כיוון שראה כך, קרא, Hashem called Yecheskel the prophet, and he told him, אמר לו, please go to Chiram melech Tzur and punish him. But Yecheskel says, I can't. He's like very high above the water, and I can't get there. So Hashem כתב כך, הקדוש ברוך הוא לקח בציציות ראשו, Hashem took Yecheskel from his hair, took him up, והעלהו אצל חירם, and picked him up and put him in heaven next to חירם. כיוון שראה חירם ליחזקאל נבהל, he saw Yecheskel the prophet and he got very frightened. He says, how did you come? אמר לו, מי העלוך לכאן? Who put you over here? How did you come over here? אמר לו, he told him, הקדוש ברוך הוא ציווני לומר לך, הקדוש ברוך הוא told me to tell you, why are you so proud? He says, ילוד אישה אתה, you're only the son of a woman. אמר לו, ילוד אישה אני? I'm not the son of a woman. How can you say that I'm a son of a woman? אלא אני חי וקיים לעולם, I live forever. He says, because it was already 1,200 years. So he said, I live forever. מה הקדוש ברוך הוא ברקיע, Hashem is in the heaven, he says, אף אני כן, also me, I'm also in heaven. He says, ולא, and not only this, אלא כמה מלכים מתו ואני קיים, I saw so many kings die, and I'm still alive. 21 מלכים ממלכי בית דוד, 21 kings from the house of King David already passed away, but I'm still alive. ו-21 ממלכי ישראל, and 21 kings from the kingdom of Israel. You remember the kingdom was separated to two kingdoms. So it says also 21 kings of the kingdom of Israel, they're also alive. ו5 נביאים and 5 prophets, ו10 כהנים גדולים and 10 כהנים גדולים. קברתי, I buried. Everybody died, but I'm alive, he says. לא כלני? הוא אומר, I'm not a God? What are you talking about? You see, I live forever. מה היה סופו? הביא הקדוש ברוך הוא עליו את נבוכדנצר. So Hashem brought Nebuchadnezzar upon him. ובעל את אמו בפניו. And he made intimate relationship with his wife, Chiram's father, which is Nebuchadnezzar's mother. So he came and they had really intimate relationship with his mother in front of him. והורידו מכיסו. And he took him out. He wasn't a king anymore. והיה חותך בשרו כשתי אצבעות. And he cut his fingers בכל יום, 2 fingers every day, and he cut pieces and small pieces, and he put his flesh into vinegar, the ones that he cut, ומאכילן עד שמת מיתה משונה. And he would give him to eat it until he died, a very strange death. And what did Hashem do with all of these heavens that he did? ואותם הפלטרין, מה נעשה בהם? This palace, this royalty that he built for himself, קרא הקדוש ברוך הוא, Hashem tore earth, opened the mouth of earth, and he hid this in earth, for whom? For the righteous people at the end of days. This palace that Chiram built for himself, Hashem hid it inside earth. When Mashiach comes, Hashem is going to take it out for the righteous people at the end of days. I would like to tell you, Nashim Yekarot, what happened with Yehoash. These are stories that Yehoash was the king of Judea. Here, over here. So we spoke about Chiram, we're going to Yehoash. Melech Yehuda. At the end, ask me questions so I can have time just to give everybody at least a touch of the stories. So it says, dear ladies, that Yehuda Kohen, they wanted to kill all of the children of King David. So only 2 stayed. And among them, one of them was Yehoash Melech Yehuda. How did he stay? It says that they hid him in Kodesh HaKodashim. They took and hid him in the holiest of holiest. You remember that the Kohen Agadol, the high priest, goes on Yom Kippurim into the holiest of holiest, goes into the holiest of holiest, and he's tied with a rope, because you cannot, and nobody else is allowed to go there. So, and why is he tied with a rope? Because if he will have a different thought in his mind except for the name of Hashem and the children of Israel, he's going to die. And you can't go in to take him out, so they can pull him with a rope. Yehoash, they wanted to kill him. They didn't want that from King David will say, nothing will stay. He won't have any descendants. So they hid him. Yehoyada Kohen, dear ladies, hid him. And him and his wife, Vehoshavat Ishto, Midrash Ocher Tov, it's written that they hid him in Kodesh HaKodashim, in the holiest of holiest, for a long time. They hid Yehoash, so they won't kill him. So he can be the king of Judah. Him, Yehoyada Kohen and his wife. I'm giving you her name because she has a zchut. Vehoshavat Ishto. Yehoyada Kohen, Yehoyada the priest, the high priest, and also his wife Yehoshavat Ishto. So they hid him, only him is himself, Yehoash, not his wife, him. And then it says that they thought that maybe he's a god, because nobody can go to the holiest of holiest and stay alive, and for so long. And furthermore, the crown on the head of King David, nobody can hold it. And they put the crown on his head. It was so heavy, the crown, and even when he was a baby, they put the crown and he can hold it. Nobody could hold it because of the heaviness of it. It was very heavy. So they started bowing to him and thinking that he's a god, and he accepted it upon himself that he's a god. And he had the same end because of this. It's written, Bachurot, dear ladies, that he wanted, because of the pride, he wanted to put an idol ship inside the temple. And then עמד זכריה, it's written שעמד זכריה על פתחו של היכל ואמר לו, עדן אתה מכניסהו עד שאתה אורגני. עמד והרגו. So he took an idol and he put it in the temple. He wanted to put it in the temple, but Zechariah the prophet is standing there, said, you cannot put it, and if you put it, you have to kill me. So he killed him. And he put it over there. הרג לזכריה בן יהוידע בחצר בית השם. והיזה, and not only that, not only he killed את יהוידע, but he took from his blood and he spread it all over the wall. Because of this, dear ladies, העמידו עליו בריונים שלא נדע. Hashem took bullies, בריונים that didn't know a woman in their life, and they molested him at Yehoash, and this is how he died. Now we go to Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, dear ladies, it's written about him in Midrash Shocher Tov, chapter 5 in Tehillim. I'm giving you just nekudot about, because it's astonishing. It says about Nebuchadnezzar, it says like this, that he was the writer of the king. And it says in the book of Daniel the prophet that he sent, I'll give you over here just a minute, the king of Babylon. Chiram ben Nebuchadnezzar. Oh, so he was writing for the king of Babylon, Baldan, and when Chizkiyahu, the king, you remember that Chizkiyahu was sick, and Yeshayahu, the prophet, came to him and he said, you're going to die and not to live because you didn't bring children to the world. So when he was cured, it's in the Gemara, Masechet Sanhedrin, page 96. כשחלה חזקיה ונתרפא, when Chizkiyahu became healthy, שלח לו מורדוך בלדן מכתב. מורדוך בלדן sent him a letter. Shalom למלך חזקיהו. Hello, or peace to the king חזקיהו. Shalom לעיר ירושלים. Peace to the king of Jerusalem. Shalom לאלוקים הגדול. Peace to the God of the Israelites, the big God of Israelites. Nebuchadnezzar סופרו של בלדן היה. Nebuchadnezzar was the writer of בלדן. ובאותו זמן לא היה שם. When they wrote the letter, he wasn't there. כשבא, שאל אותם, איך כתבתם המכתב? How did you write the letter? אמרו לו, ככה וככה כתבנו. We wrote first peace for the king Chizkiyahu, peace for the city of Jerusalem, and peace for the God of the Israelites, the big God of the Israelites. So he said, אמרו לו, אמר להם, אתם קוראים לו אלוקה הגדול וכותבים אותו לאחרונה? You call the gods of the Israelites the big God and you write him at the end? That's wrong, he says. He says, ככה אתם צריכים לכתוב. This is how you should have written. Peace to the big gods of the Israelites. Peace to Jerusalem and peace to King Chizkiyahu. אמרו לו, נותן הפקודה יבצע. You said what was supposed to be written, you should do that. But meanwhile, we send the messengers. התחיל לרוץ אחרי השליח. He was running after the שליח. כשרץ רק 4 פסיעות, he made 4 steps, the angel Gabriel came and stopped him. והפסיקו, אמר Rabbi Yochanan said, אלמלא לא בא גבריאל והעמידו, if the angel Gabriel didn't come and stop him, לא היה תקנה לשונאיהם של ישראל. There was a big problem to the children of Israel. It says, dear ladies, I want to give you, I couldn't bring all the books, so I made copies of things. Baruch Hashem. It says בסייעתא דשמיא, במדרש שוחר טוב, about Tehillim, chapter 5, כל מה שפירש דוד בספר תהילים, everything that King David wrote in Tehillim, כלל אותו רשע בפסוק אחד. In one pasuk, Nebuchadnezzar, the wicked Nebuchadnezzar, said in one pasuk, in one verse, and I'm going to the book of Daniel, at the end of the prophet, and this is what Nebuchadnezzar said. That's why he got the merit to be ruler over the whole world. Kan ana, it's in the book of Daniel, Daniel the prophet. Kan ana Nebuchadnezzar. He said here. He says, now I, Nebuchadnezzar, meshabeach umeromem umehader, I praise, extol and glory, umeromem umehader lemelech shmaya, to the King of heaven, which is the King of the Israelites, Di kol ma'avadohi kshot, that he says, whose actions are all in truth. And then he says, ve'orchate din, and he says, and whose paths are in justice. Ve'di mahalachin begave yachil hashpala, and who is able to humble those who walk proudly. In one phrase, he had everything that King David wrote in the whole Tehillim.
So what is this humble?
Nebuchadnezzar, he said, he, the king that can make the ones that feel proud, very humble. That's what he said. Because of this merit, he got the merit to rule and to ruin the first temple. So it says that when Nebuchadnezzar, and look what his punishment was. Hashem said, you feel so proud? Because you had a merit that you praised my name, I gave you to rule the world. But because you are so cruel to the children of Israel and you feel proud because you're ruling the world, I will make you like an animal. Hashem took an angel and he took him from his throne and sent him to the desert. Over there, dear ladies, for 7 years, he was a human being, but he looked to the animals like a female animal. And the male animals came and were doing v'marbi'im oto. Well, the male animals were molesting him because they thought each animal, male animal that looked at him, thought that this is a female, and he was a human being, but inside an animal. And he couldn't, and every animal saw him like this is. It says like the female of this animal. Each male animal that looked at him, it looked that it's the female of that animal that looks at him. And he knew that he was a king for 7 years. So, dear ladies, for 7 years, this is written in the Zohar Kadosh. For 7 years, dear ladies, that כתוב ככה, בשעה שהמלוכה סולקה ממנו, ובין החיות הייתה דירתו, that Hashem put in among the animals, ניטל ממנו צלם הפנים. Hashem took that, he didn't look like a human being, but like an animal. ולא היה נראה כמו בן אדם. He didn't look like a human being. וכל חיה הייתה רואה אותו כנקבתו ובועלו. Every animal saw him. What a ביזיון, שלא נדע. כל אותן 7 שנים שעברו על נבוכדנצר, נטלו את אוויל מורדוך. So Evil Mordech, 7 years he wasn't ruling, so they took Evil Mordech and they put him to rule instead of him. כיוון שחזר, because Hashem gave him the zchut to come back, because he made tshuva, so he made him the zchut to come back, נטלו וחובשו בבית הסורים. He put Evil Mordech and he put him in jail. And everybody that goes to that jail, כל מי שנכנס שם, אינו יוצא משם לעולם, cannot go out of that forever, from that jail. כיוון שמת, after they killed him, את נבוכדנצר, חזרו אל אוויל מורדוך והם להמליכו. They came to אוויל מורדוך and they wanted to make him a king. But אמר להם, איני שומע לכם כבראשונה, I don't want to hear it, don't come, don't make me a king. שמעתי לכם, נטלני וחבשני מבית הסורים. I heard you, and then he came back to rule, and he put me in the dungeon. ועכשיו הרי הוא הרגני, now if you'll put me again and he will come back, he will kill me. And he was so afraid, he didn't want to rule. Until they took the body of Nebuchadnezzar and they threw it in his legs and showed him that he was dead. It says, dear ladies, that he was burnt to death. They also burned not only that he said that he was a god, and not only men molested him, but they took his body and they burned his body and threw it, dear ladies.
After he became animal?
After he became animal, did Shuvah, he brought him back to rule, and then they killed him. So, dear ladies, this is Nebuchadnezzar only attached. The fourth one is Pharaoh. Pharaoh made himself also a king, made himself also a god. And he said, I am the one that created myself and the Nile, Shlo Alenu. And it says about Pharaoh that he made his palace, his royal palace, on water. פרעה בנה לעצמו, עוד פעם, מדרש תנחומה says, פרשת בעירה, פרעה בנה לו פלטרין בתוך המים. He made a palace inside the water. וסתם מי נילוס, and he put like a wall that the water of the Nile will not go into the ocean. וסתם מי נילוס שלא ירד לתוך הים. והמים מתגברים ותולים הפלטרין והגביהו אותו ונעשו למעלה. And because of that, the water took the palace and picked the palace up. אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, נתגאת במים? You are proud because of the water that your palace is high and you feel that you're ruling the world and you are God. במים אתה מת. You're going to die in water. And if you remember, when we read Masechet Avot, it's written over there that Hillel HaZaken says in Aramaic, to the body that he sees that is floating on the water, he said, you killed children in water and Hashem killed you in water. This is Pharaoh. This is Pharaoh. Midah keneged midah, measure for measure. So Be'ezrat Hashem, may Hashem help us. Al tavoeni regel ga'ava, that we won't have pride, Be'ezrat Hashem, and the will of Hashem will be our will. I would like to bless all of us, Be'ezrat Hashem, in the zchut of my father, our father, Eliyahu ben Yosef v'Malka Din, alav Hashem tin l'shemto tzara b'tzorach chaim, and in the merit of all the people that don't have anybody to say Kaddish for them, Be'ezrat Hashem, I would like to bless all of us, שיתגלה משיח תתקדם במהרה בימינו אמן, שיגיע מבשר אליהו הנביא, and בעזרת השם, לאליהו הנביא זכור לטוב, לעולם ייפרד אדם מחברו בדבר הלכה יחיד ורבים הלכה כרבים. I love you, dear ladies. I hope